Hi, this is TapCat, and if there's one complaint I hear from viewers about XCOM 2, it's that they hate the timers. Mission timers, avatar project timer, it really doesn't matter. A lot of people despise them and want to turn them off. Up until now, PC users were the only ones who could do anything about it, and even then, only with mods. But War of the Chosen is bringing a wide variety of changes to the game, including a number of so-called advanced options that we can choose from at the beginning of a campaign. Have the developers finally decided to make countless players' hopes and dreams come true? Well, hold that thought for just a minute. If you play XCOM 2 at all, you should be familiar with this screen. But what you may not be familiar with is the new button that says Toggle Advanced Options View. Clicking on it will open up a number of new choices that can make your campaign either more challenging or less in a variety of ways separate and apart from the basic difficulty levels like Veteran and Legend. I know a lot of people will be most anxious to hear about the timers, so let's hit those first. If you look at the third line from the bottom, you'll see Lengthy Scheme. This is going to double the length of the Avatar project. Is that the same as turning it off completely? No. But speaking as one who routinely runs one block of progress away from going on the doom clock, I can honestly say that this will give players significantly more leeway to shift priorities in their campaigns and not have to relentlessly work to keep the Avatar project under control. If you're making any effort whatsoever to move the story forward, then you shouldn't have trouble staying ahead of that pace. Similarly, the option just below it is Time Turner, and that will double the length of mission timers. Here again, it's not straight up eliminating timers, but it will certainly remove the time pressure for any playstyle that involves moving forward at anything remotely resembling a steady pace. Adding 2 turns would be significant. 4 would be huge. Doubling it means that virtually the only strategy off the table is inching forward with one soldier after the other 5 have already gone on Overwatch. So for those who won't be satisfied with anything less than the complete abolition of timers, this won't be enough. But the vast majority of gamers should find that this will offer the relief they need. And for console players who don't have mods as an option, this ought to be especially welcome. Okay, enough about timers. There are other options to cover, and some of them make the game more challenging. One that may be of particular interest to players looking to mix things up is Beta Strike. It doubles the health of both our soldiers and the enemy forces. Mission timers are increased by 50%, and at the end of each mission, soldiers recover half of the wounds that they suffered, which should reduce hospital time. For someone who feels they've truly mastered XCOM 2 and has possibly gotten a bit bored, this could change combat in a fundamental way and force players to try a new approach in multiple areas. Another way to spike the difficulty is with Grim Horizon, which will make all dark events permanent. I don't have much to say about this one, but I do wonder if events like Advent troops getting an extra point of armor are going to be added cumulatively each time they come up. Seems likely. And the one remaining way for the most masochistic among us to indulge our appetites for pain is precision explosives. Grenade damage will decrease as you move out from the center of the blast. No mention is made of the ability to destroy cover being diminished in the same way, but I would keep my eyes open on that one until we know for sure. But hardcore fans who yearn for ever-increasing challenges are not the only ones who play XCOM, and the devs have a little sugar for those who'd like a small boost too. If you're willing to skip the story mission for War of the Chosen, then you can begin the game with your choice of a Reaper, Skirmisher, or Templar in your squad. What's more, it appears that you also get to start at that faction's HQ. Now that's significant because the scanning bonuses that used to be available at our own headquarters have now been split amongst the Resistance factions. So scanning at the Reaper HQ grants extra intel, the Templar HQ heals our troops faster, and the Skirmisher HQ will let us build facilities faster. Any of these would come in handy at the start of the game, as will having the hero, so this is a nice little boost to get you going early on. The final choices we'll get to make revolve around how the different DLC packages will work. First, we can choose to either play or skip the Lost and Abandoned story mission from War of the Chosen. Playing it will set up the story and give you a Reaper. We can also decide whether we want the 2 prior gameplay DLCs to be fully integrated with War of the Chosen or not. If you like, you can keep them as they were, complete with their story missions. But if you want the upgraded sparks and slightly nerfed alien rulers, you'll need to pick the integrated option. alright, that covers everything new in the campaign setup for War of the Chosen. Personally, I like players having more choice about how to approach a game, so I'm happy with all of these new options, even though I'll probably never use most of them myself. Which one are you most looking forward to? Is there one that you wish they hadn't included at all? Well, let us know in the comments. If you found this video interesting, then please give it a like to help other people find it, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you might want to do that, as I will continue to cover War of the Chosen through its release on August 29th and beyond. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.